grocery stores suck in Dubai. Kind of pushes you and motivates you to order out constantly. They had such a good order takeout app out there. It was like Talabat. There was another one. Oh yeah, Ubereats. Yeah, but it all depended on where you lived. So where I lived originally, Garhud, I had a mediocre selection. Where my hubby lived, he lived in Audmeta, which is already a little bit closer to, like, on the other side of the creek. So I was by the airport and he was on the other side of the creek, closer to Burj Khalifa, I believe so, if I have my map right. So he had an even better selection. Sometimes it was just easier and better to order out because you knew restaurants, well, a lot of people argue me that if what I'm seeing in the grocery store is horrific, then imagine what is behind the doors of these restaurants. But I really believe, looking at my plate and how it presented itself, they were kind of first priority to the imports out there. So I thought I was getting the best of the best when I ordered out. Definitely a hit or miss with the restaurants. Like, horrible service, or out of the 10th time it could be great. And they mess up orders quite a bit, especially with the ordering out, the takeout. They can mess that up quite a bit. The drivers get really pissed at you if they can't find where you live. Like, you have a map, you pin drop them, and they can't find you. And you're like, well, I'm sorry, that's on you. I hope my food doesn't arrive cold. They really invested their money in the appeal and the look of these restaurants. The beaches in Dubai. My favorite was the JBR beach, Jumeirah Beach Resorts. I found it the prettiest. It had so much going on there. You can take, I think it was close to, yeah, you just walk along and you get to zero gravity, the bar. It's just, yeah, it's like a touristic-y kind of beach. It has a lot of nice shops and restaurants all along the walk. The walk is so nice, and now you have this huge wheel they've been building. It's supposed to be like the biggest Ferris wheel in the world. Everything's the biggest in Dubai. There's a close second that I like, La Mer. It's nice. I mean, they had escalators coming out of the ground from the garage up to the beach. Crazy. It's very, very futuristic. A lot of people said it had the LA vibes. I didn't feel that at all, but yeah, it's very nice. Mamzar, that was a funny beach. I discovered it when, Michael, I will kill you. I discovered it when I first moved to Dubai. It was kind of like our hangout spot. We played volleyball there. Yeah, it was very cool. I think the first time I went there was with me and one other girl. She was from Poland. And we were in the water, and like, people would jump in with their business attire. They would yeah, they would just dive in with business clothes. Me and my friend were in the water, and we were just kind of like, what's the word, shredding the water. And is that the right word when you're just like trying to stay in one spot? What's that called? And we noticed like men circling around us. We were like, okay, let's swim this way. So we started swimming like really far away. And from that, there was like 8 men that swarmed us like sharks. And then they migrated over and were like, okay, this is really creepy and freaky. Let's get out. So we got out, went on a beach walk. I went back into the water somewhere else. And this guy, I started shredding the water again, and he's like, or no, I was swimming and I was keeping like my neck above the water really nicely, like trying not to get my face wet. And this guy observed, he's like, how do you do this? Like, how do you just keep your head so far above the water? Like, I don't think I have a long neck, so it is like a lot of hard work to keep it above water and not have any water go in your mouth. And I was like, I don't know, I just do it. And he just kept talking to me, and I'm like, oh my lord. So I had to leave that. Like, they just don't leave you alone there. When my sisters came to visit me the first year, it was like, I think, yeah, it was the first year. It was coming to the 1 year mark in May. I arrived August. So we went to Kite Beach. I showed them Kite Beach. It's a really nice beach too. A lot of people do their kite surfing, so that was really cool to show them. You had Nikki Beach, the bar there, so you heard the music and you can like dance on the beach. You see the Burj Al Arab. Yeah, it's a good touristic spot to bring people. So I brought my 2 chiquitas along with me, and yeah, we were just taking these pictures on the shore, because of course if you didn't take pictures you weren't really there, according to my little sister. So yeah, we were doing a photo shoot on the beach, and then some girl came up to us and was like, just to let you guys know, that man over there, and we see this like scrawny little man, he's been taking pictures of you the entire time. And we're like, oh my god, that's so creepy. That ended our fun very quickly, and brings me to another time where we were filmed. We were on the metro. This is the same trip. There was 2 guys on the metro, and we actually understood what they were saying because they were Polish, and we knew they were filming us. So, but they had no idea we were Polish because we were speaking in English with our Canadian accents. And yeah, like the guy was like leaning, and he's like with his phone taking videos of us, and the other guy was like, did you get it? Did you get the footage? And we're like, what the hell? So weird. And then they started complimenting us in their language. We're like, oh my god, stop. Like, this is so bad. And we're like, okay, when we get off our stop, let's say dobranoc, which means good night. So it's our stop, and we turn to them, we're like, dobranoc, and the guys were like, and the worst thing is, they got off on our stop and they ran. They booked it. It was so funny. Brings me to another situation my sister had to face when we were on the metro. Some guy was grabbing her bum. Yeah, we were in the economy class of the metro, and it wasn't the women's section because my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, was with us, so we didn't want to separate from him. And it was so packed. It was rush hour, I believe. And we get off the metro. My older sister confronts me and was like, there was a guy who had his hand on my ass the entire time. I'm like, well, you could have said something. This guy can go to jail for that. She didn't know. What a poor reaction, but still, she was just so shocked by the matter and did not expect that at all. So, poor girl. That was her experience of Dubai. Face card. We get a face card when we join. It's given to us, I think, in induction. Hey, do we get the face card during induction?
After graduation.
Oh, after probation.
Yeah.
With face card, you have access to nice pool bars. Well, that's the word. Gyms. Correction, we get face card after 8 weeks of training. My favorite bar, pool, and gym are as follows. My pool was Shangri-La, and I find a lot of the crew, female, love Shangri-La. It was like a spa and so relaxing. You come in, you get a robe, slippers, you have this women's section, and it's so decked out. You have this like amazing place to change, sit. They give you like all the bathroom essentials, necessities to perfect your face after a hot pool day. And there's a section 2 where you have the sauna and 3 jacuzzi baths, different temperatures, and a steam room. It's so awesome, so beautiful. There is a gym. It's kind of little. You don't go there for the gym, basically. You're there for the pool. The pool is stunning. Oh, I love it. And Conrad comes second. At Shangri-La, you have a beautiful view of the Burj Khalifa. Conrad, you have like, it's really cool. It's like a maze pool. There's like different wings to this pool. It's very nice. I think there's palm trees on this rooftop as well. Conrad gym, also very small. My favorite gyms were, actually I'll save that for later. My favorite bar was, a lot of people didn't like this one, but seeing as I would never see this back home, I'm talking about like flame throwing, eating, midgets, like a freak show, like your nightmare come to life kind of club. And it was like, you come in, it's like a fun house at first. There's like a ball pit, like popcorn machine. So beautiful, so creative and well thought out. There's this like really creepy, fat, pudgy, like sumo wrestler looking freak man baby. He actually has like a bottle in his hair. He's like sculpted bald with just like a little ponytail at the top. Kind of really resembles a baby. He's so freaky looking, and yeah, it just really fits the whole freak show ambiance. That was my favorite bar. It was called Cirque du Noir, something French like that. I brought my sisters there. There was no freak show that night. Shame, but yeah, that was one of the most memorable bars that I've gone to. Such amazing entertainment. My favorite gym, favorite topic. Well, Le Méridien, right next to the airport. That was my go-to because I lived in Garhoud. It was like a 15-minute scorching hot walk. By the time I got there, I got my cardio done. Detoxed, completely sweaty. Had to cool down from that to actually work out. But yeah, it was such a easy, accessible, kind of older gym. They revamped it, made it a lot nicer, but the equipment was still old. And the hotel itself was pretty old, but overall, awesome gym. The people there, I became friends with them because I saw them literally every day. And anytime Michael wasn't there, they asked, oh, where's your brother? Where's your cousin? I'm like, my husband, my fiance, my boyfriend, you mean? But yeah, they were such a wonderful staff. I miss them. They made my day out there. They made me feel human when I was there. Nobody likes to small chat. Nobody really likes small talk in Dubai. They just like do their job and move on. But there I actually felt like these people like to see me and we could talk a little bit. So Le Méridien was a family feel gym for me. Thalys is the gym me and Mishu would go to when he lived in Almeida. That was a luxury for me. We had to take the metro there. Also very nice. If you're gay, a gay man, that's the place you go. You'll meet your whatever you're looking for there. We'll say that. So yeah, Thalys, that's the place to go. But yeah, it's very clean, very nice equipment. We had one trainer there that we also really liked. He was such a chill dude, good to talk to, very upbeat, positive, nice guy. I actually did see him one time when I went to a Halloween party, and he's like, oh, where is your husband? I'm like, girls' night. So funny to see him out of the gym element. First place for the nicest gym. Okay. Crew. Love this gym. It's called Fit Republic. I've never been there, but it was like, if you're looking to hang out with crew and pick up a crew to be your boo, you go to Fit Republic. That's the place to be. There's a face card for that. But me and Mishu discovered literally a week before we left for Toronto, this gym called Warehouse, also face card approved, face card access. Warehouse. Warehouse, 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 where have you been? The 3 years that I've been there. It was a new gym, actually. It was a newer gym, but it really made me draw up a dream board in my mind about the future gym I would love to open someday. So stunning. I think I will post a few photos from it. It had like, I can't even explain it. You just have to go there. Go on Instagram, search up hashtag Warehouse Gym Dubai, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It is lit. You start flying. So you had the 2 soupy flights, and then you have a whole 3 months of flights you cannot swap. You are given flights, you have to go to them. You cannot do this thing where you ask someone, oh, can I have this country? Let's switch. Can I have this city? Let's switch. I will pay you, which is illegal, but people did this a lot, especially with the Toronto flights. Nobody wanted Toronto. I didn't even want Toronto, and I lived here. The only thing that made it worth it is me seeing my dogs. And also I knew I was moving after 3 years, so I was just bringing all this stuff that I was buying out there. My first month of flying was pretty awesome. I realized I kind of started having the same thing over and over again after my probation. During the probation, they try to give you all the flights to kind of like keep you like excited and like loving the job so you don't resign too soon or give up halfway. But yeah, so like I mentioned, my soupy flights were Amsterdam and Beirut. I didn't have to work during those flights. I just observed, and I had to like do checklists and get things done. And then the rest of the flights following that, the 3 months after, I had to fill out a portfolio, have people give me feedback, write them, email them, and I had to make like a whole portfolio about, yeah, the 3 months of flying. It was also highly recommended that I do things for passengers to give feedback. And I had to take experiences and write about them, and then discuss them during my 3-day assessment thing before graduation. So those 3 months I was just focused on flying. I wanted to get this portfolio done. Of course I was living it up with my new roommate. That was fun, but a lot of the time it was so hard to live after a flight because, like I said, you're leaving at the craziest hours and coming back at the craziest hours, or you're flying and then staying somewhere and you're having like the craziest layover. You're not resting, you're just kind of powering through a flight to get back to Dubai, and you just use that as your time to rest because you rather live it up in all the different countries in the world than Dubai. Again, I mentioned that lifestyle was very short-lived for me. I started to get tired of partying all the time on layovers and in Dubai, so I just started taking care of my health. It all kind of went to a halt when I got really sick. I had barotrauma. My ears got plugged, and I think they were plugged for about a month, and I was still flying. So I got sick during my probation, and I didn't call in sick. I was like, oh, it's just a cold, and I survived. I had no consequences. My ears were fine. I was flying with my cold and getting like weird bubbling sounds in my ear, but I didn't have it completely plugged. So I just did my job. Like you would do your job anywhere with any career and occupation. Which was wrong. When you're flying and you have a cold, you don't do that. You don't fly with a cold. You have to stay grounded because you can really seriously screw your ears up. So I did that. The second time I got sick, I'm like, I didn't think of it, you know? And I just screwed myself over. I was in Gatwick, the UK, and my ear got plugged. I spent 3 days in the hotel, and then I went crazy and I was like, I need to go back to Dubai. I can't stay here anymore. I can't order this hotel food anymore. And literally, I don't know what was up with the organization there, but I had someone trying to go into my room at least once a day. Like, they would open it, but I had it on a chain, and I slept through those 3 days. I didn't know how tired I was from this job and the flying until I got sick and had to sleep. I didn't sleep. I mean, I didn't stop sleeping. I kid you not, I slept through those 3 days. I just got up a few times to answer Michael's phone calls. And also, when you get sick in an outstation, then Ubereats calls you every day and they kind of trick you. They'll be like, alright, we'll call you in 7 hours. So you time and put a timer on it. Okay, wake me up phone in 7 hours. And they don't call you in 7 hours. They might call you in 9. They might call you in 5. So you just had to stay in that hotel room and be there for the phone call. The only time I went out was the first day when I needed more bathroom essentials and I needed to get medication for this. It was like right after the phone call, dropped it, and I went. And then I just slept for 3 days. So crazy. I would only wake up for that phone call, Michael's phone call, and the goddamn door. Someone kept, like, entering, but not being able to get through because I had the chain on. Thank God for that chain, because I was, like, waking up to the sound and I was like, whatever, just do whatever you want. I was so tired. All my sleep deprivation from my previous flights and months of flying caught up to me. That's when I was like, okay, I need to get serious. This is my job right now. I don't want to abuse my body anymore. I need to take care of myself. If I want to do this job, finish this contract, and live after it and not be like overweight, wrinkly, unhealthy, lacking nutrients, and I don't know, somewhere long term along the line develop some disease with, you know, sleep deprivation, jet lag, and these night shift hours. It's so easy to lead a unhealthy life and lack stuff and, yeah, develop serious conditions like cancer. Do your research, you'll see, if you don't believe me. I'm really beginning to think that this video's so scattered and jumbled up, just like my previous. My thought process is all over the place. Sorry. Alright, so what have we discussed? We have discussed people, my friendships, the changes that I went through with people, the groceries suck, ordering takeout and restaurants, the weather, we've discussed that, the beaches, we've discussed that, bars, gyms, pool bars, face card access. Yeah, we've discussed pretty much all that. There's so much more I can say, but I don't know. I feel like I could talk forever.